sure they start singing?
Eventually. I feel like we need to let it go till we get there. I mean, we might as well. There we go.
Oh, I like that echo.
All right.
It's Friday.
And we are here at the bright and early hour of 10:35.
So the first half hour of the show, you may have noticed that
It was very quiet.
it was quiet. You probably enjoyed, actually, the first half of the show.
Yeah. We need more first half of the shows like this.
If you missed the first half of the show, just go back and look for it.
So
And you won't find it.
we were supposed to have a maintenance day.
Yeah, so today is maintenance day at the Uneducated factory. And we're trying to get some things figured out with sound. And
Which we're not.
We're not.
We won't.
So here's the deal. If you're out there and you would like to do a call-in, we want to try and
Set up a phoner.
set up some phone conversations and see if we can't get different venues to work, whether it's our VMix call-in, Jitsi, whatever it is.
Now listen, before you go reaching for your phones,
Yeah,
we're not going to make you famous.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
But your face may get on the
Well,
live stream.
see, that's the thing. If you do, yeah, it would, because it'd have to be in front of a computer. So your best thing you have is a computer with a
Yeah.
camera on it.
Mm-hmm.
Camera.
Yep. And it should you should have some fairly decent Wi-Fi in your location.
Please.
Mr. Manley, if you're out there today watching, which we know you're not because you're probably reading the Bible, which you should be.
That's what you should be doing.
But you should pop on and send us a text, and we should test some things before next week, because next week we plan to have Pastor Stephen Manley on.
I think we just don't screw around when we go to Jitsi.
I think it's probably the best idea.
Yeah. Because that always ends in disaster.
Yeah. But Jitsi is the best. So if you'd like to be on, we'll Jitsi you in. We'll just send you a link to Jitsi, and we'll see if we can't communicate with you. I wonder if Manley will be able to do that whole thing. I think he should. He's probably familiar with Zoom by now. I mean, with the whole COVID stuff that's been going on, he should.
Brother, hey, I have people for that.
Yeah.
That's your computer, brother.
What's this? Is that the cloud over East Palestine that you sent me?
I think so.
Wow, that's small. Looks like a black hole.
For whom the bell tolls?
Huh.
Supposedly.
Wow.
Mm.
So we
Wait, like you don't believe it?
No, just supposedly it's a picture taken
No.
in
Yeah.
the air.
Right.
You know.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know a lot of stuff. It's when we get to Friday, don't you feel like everybody's already talked about everything that's exciting, and now we're like, we either got to go back and try to talk about stuff that people have already talked about. Like, we need to find new and exciting things that happen on Thursday night around midnight.
So so on top of our regular jobs, you'd like us to do field reporting too?
Yeah, I think we should.
This is actually old, but they just started talking about it.
Yeah, right. So we need to find stuff that's new. So let's anticipate something today,
So
and
none of
we'll
the-
talk about it.
None of the government came out to East Palestine yet, right?
Not yet. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Wasn't Buttigieg supposed to come out?
That Pete dude,
Yeah,
Pete Buttigieg.
Petey.
that guy,
He's got problems.
That guy.
I don't really care for him.
Yeah.
And when you get there,
It's because you're a homophobe.
Yeah.
When we get
are
there, we
you-
don't want to see no mask on you.
Is he gonna have a mask?
Yeah, we don't want to see no chemical equipment on you there.
Yeah. Right. If you expect the people to live there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say you lived in an area close to us. I mean, that Palestine is what, an hour and a half away?
No. Hour and 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's like 47 or 57 miles.
57, 60
down by,
miles.
it's where you go for four-wheeler riding, right?
It's by Boardman.
Yeah. Oh, it's by Boardman? Okay. So, wind is blowing
Columbiana.
East.
Which is,
Better for us.
yes, right. But bad for New York and Pennsylvania.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't like them anyway.
Okay. All right. It might kill all the ticks in Pennsylvania.
Oh, that would really do doing a favor.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, let's say you live here. Is there any reason to, I don't know, take your truck and get a pallet and a half of water?
Maybe.
Brandon was just talking about that.
Huh?
Maybe.
Why would this person do that?
I don't know. Better to need and not have than need or have and not need.
No, it's good.
It's good theology.
Has anybody heard anything? Because I was talking to my wife. I'm like, because she's freaked out about this, and I'm like,
Honestly,
we're on top of a hill. Like, Geauga County is on top of a hill.
Yeah.
And then everything falls off, other than a little bit straight up into Lake County. Everything else falls like east and west,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And south.
everything's
so
veins,
the water,
though.
the water table wouldn't
Affect us.
go up,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know. I seen a map of where they were saying it could affect. It was all the way up in the Geauga.
That's what she said.
Yeah. I have a map of that.
Well, it
But
can't-
by wind or by water table?
I think ground.
Ground.
Water table, ground.
I think it can.
Okay. So in order for us
Doesn't mean it will.
in order for us to empirically know this,
Yeah.
we would have to. Well, this explains why they wanted to burn it off. They needed to get rid of it fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
They did not have time to contain it.
Yeah.
Because one of the fun fact about it is it's boiling at 8 degrees. So,
Vinyl chloride does?
yeah.
Wow.
So liquid. So it's boiling at 8 degrees. So that means when those containers, if you have a leak, picture a boiling pot of water and you got a leak on it. I mean,
Yeah.
Pressure.
yeah, right? So this is why they made the decision that they made
Yeah.
to burn it. Because they were not going to move it.
So it is a decent decision. It wasn't a bad decision.
Well, I don't know.
so-
I don't know.
okay.
I'm not willing to say any of that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this is why they made the decision they made. Because here's the thing. If the vessels are damaged
Yeah.
and that's boiling and under pressure, it's going to leak. Where's it going to go?
Right.
In the ground.
Right.
How do you keep it from going in the ground? Open the top and set it on fire. I mean, so I get it.
But now it's in the air.
They dug a trench, supposedly, and put it all in a trench.
Yeah, but
In the
you
ground.
need to burn it. You
To
need
burn
to
it.
burn it.
So if you
In
burn
dirt.
it, it's less lethal.
And then just covered it up.
Oh, I've done that before. We used to just dump old oil when we change the oil up back.
So
on our
when
property.
you burn it, was it burnt totally?
I don't know.
Yeah.
This is what I was hearing or watching.
Okay, so when it's burnt, you just have carbon left over.
I don't know.
So that to me that wouldn't be a big deal. But I like working in plastics, PVC, polyvinyl chloride.
Yeah.
That makes your pipe, stuff enclosed. Like we use PVC for a lot of stuff.
Got it.
A lot. And so that's why we're hauling rail cars of it all over the place.
Right. Right.
But it is nasty. Like, it is one thing that's very reactive with other plastics and can cause explosions. Like putting hoppers, the hopper you fill the material.
Yeah.
There's stories of hoppers going through roofs,
Wow.
injection units blowing apart because people put the wrong plastic in with polyvinyl.
Isn't that something that Joe works with? Joe Hatcher?
I don't remember. from our interview.
Because I want to say they had almost like kind of an emergency one time at work
It happens. No, these things happen.
because of that stuff. Yeah, and the base of all this stuff is petroleum, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where we get all of our esters.
Did you see I don't know if it was Congress or whatever, the hearing where they had this young lady who was trying to defend everything should be like electric and we should get rid of all petroleum products? And this guy is trying to pretty much impress on her.
Do you realize that we would have nothing?
I know, that's what he was telling her. He's like,
we wouldn't have paint.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have anything that you see around plastic.
He's like, do you realize the chair that you're sitting in, the clothes that you're wearing, and the way the means that you got here today would be non-existent?
Yeah, it would not exist.
That's what he told her.
No, it's retarded.
Yeah.
It's like a gun. A gun can be bad.
Yeah.
A gun can murder.
Yeah.
Take a life for no good reason. It can be a bad device.
Yeah.
But it also could be get you food.
Or defend you.
Defend you. Protection. You know, it's a hammer can punch a hole in a guy's head.
Yeah.
Or it can build a house.
Yeah.
So like it all depends on what we do with things, and what we're really trying to be mad at
Right.
is, you know, strangely enough, this goes back to the topic. We'll bring this back around that we were talking about before we went online. The door being closed behind people being successful, right?
Yeah.
So since the Rockefeller years and Standard Oil,
Okay.
people have been figuring out how to shut the door after they're successful, and use our government to make sure no one else can take what they made. See?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
have you heard this? Rockefeller, this is how important oil is. Overnight made this guy the wealthiest man in the world. And his wealth still to this day, like, it's inconceivable.
Right.
Right. So, what do you do with that money? Well, you could do good things, philanthropy.
Right.
Well, he did. But in the meantime, he also bought Washington. And he made changes through knowing people so that somebody couldn't compete against him.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where lobbying comes from. And this is where we're now corporatists. We're not capitalists.
Right.
Capitalism, free and clean, is amazing.
Yeah.
That's what built us.
Yeah.
What Standard Oil and the Rockefellers and Carnegies and the big money families of the Industrial Revolution brought us was corporatism.
Okay.
And globalism, where we're headed,
Right.
is purest form of corporatism.
Yeah.
Because it's participation between corporations and government.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And everybody else is just a peon and a serf.
Right.
And that's where we're going, and that's what we're mad at, and that's who wrecks trains.
Yep.
Who runs the trains? Trains were barely profitable, but they were good ways. They're good ways to haul a lot of junk.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to have people looking the wrong way at certain times. Otherwise, it's not profitable anymore.
Right.
And instead of letting capitalism solve problems of hauling giant rail cars full of polyvinyl chloride across delicate parts of nature that, you know, supposedly we're all worried about, we have turned a blind eye and let what's that guy in Nebraska? Little chubby silver-haired guy with glasses.
I don't know.
He's the train guy. BNSF and
Norfolk.
Yeah, but it's the guy. He's richer than rich. Berkshire Hathaway.
Okay.
That guy. So we've turned a blind eye where necessary, so that we can still haul, you know, rail cars across, because it's a commodity.
All right.
Trains used to be a big business.
Right.
Trains made a lot of money because trains were happening. Now car comes along. Well, we still need trains because they haul a lot of crap.
Right.
But it's no longer profitable because we're also using cars and semis.
Right.
And we can get better things done this way.
Right.
So that industry never revitalizes.
Yeah.
And it just keeps being used
Yeah.
as whatever. And this. So I've had a love affair for the past few weeks of Amtrak.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
said you were gonna. Yeah.
Still am doing this. I'm
Still $500.
still doing. No. It's $500. You can do all this.
Okay.
But whatever. Who owns Amtrak? The government.
Yeah.
Who pays for it? I do.
Yep.
Amtrak should be free.
Right.
Like we give enough tax money,
Yeah.
it should be free.
So then let me ask a question. If we're talking about that, then, and while I'm asking this question, this is that guy. If you want to look that up, maybe we'll just show a spot. If you look up that video of that guy talking right there. And then once we find that video, Matt, and we watch him, this guy's voice, and I can see the guy, but I don't know his name, the actor. He played in National Treasure. He was a bad guy. But when you listen to this guy's voice, you guys might know right away who he is. But he sounds almost exactly like this one actor as he's talking. But anyway, so if Amtrak should be free and we're paying the tax dollars, then it would stand to reason then if they used our tax dollars correctly instead of putting it in the pockets of
Right.
people, we could also have health care. Yes or no? I mean, it wouldn't be inconceivable that we could have at least a very reduced health care.
Well, I guess I would reverse and say I don't think the government should be buying Amtrak.
I would agree.
Should be a privately.
It should be a privately owned bit.
And I think same thing with almost healthcare, right?
Yeah.
Because
Well,
healthcare is now corporate.
Well, yes, it's now, and it's part of these corporate partnerships with the government. What
Right.
do they call it? Corporate something, cooperation, whatever.
Yeah. Because now, I mean, at this point now, there's only university in the Cleveland Clinic. I mean, you can find a few little
No, that's
private
the Obama.
practices.
But see, that was the Obama thing.
Yeah.
And I used to have awesome bulletproof coverage. I used to be able to go to a doctor. I used to be able to walk into a doctor, any doctor,
Yeah.
fill out a paper,
Yep.
and get taken care of that day
Right.
$20.
for $20.
Yep.
Now, they can't see you for 2 weeks. Ever since Obamacare, they can't. What is this? We can't see you for 2 weeks, 4 weeks.
Right.
And you go in there. When you go in there, you're expecting to see bodies laying everywhere, all over the floor.
Right.
There's no one in there.
I know.
There's no one in there.
I rescheduled my blood work again. And she called me. She goes, "You just had it done last year."
Last year,
Or
they used to do it every 3 or 6 months back in the day.
maybe it was 8 months ago, something like that.
Okay.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." She goes, "What do you want to get done for?" I'm like, "I want to get all my stuff checked again." Is something going on, or do you need? No. I'm paying for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I want it done.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to call and see if we can get this approved through your insurance.
Yeah.
Okay, call and get it approved. And she did.
Okay.
But I had to have a reason.
Yeah.
So I had to tell them about my cholesterol, testosterone. I want all that stuff rechecked again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just for fun, no.
Yeah. There's a place, I think it's called America.
Well, because we really are socialized medicine.
yeah.
And that's why your question about shouldn't we have free health care is a no.
Right.
Because once you do that, that means someone else is driving.
Yep. Yep.
It should be wide open.
Yeah.
Like, and again,
Because as soon as it becomes free, they dictate where and when and
this becomes the problem of mankind. I want to live in a township with no zoning, but I don't want to live next to a junkyard. Everybody should own property that they want to,
yeah.
but I don't want to see your ugliness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so then you get zoning. The next thing you know, you can't build a storage barn in your backyard. And you have to get a permit to put up a fence.
Right.
Simple things. It's the way we do stuff. It's
To
how
change your light bulb.
Yeah, it's how man does things. Yeah. You're going to need a permit to pull that wire down the hallway that you want to change that light.
So
Like
nuts.
that, there are municipalities where that is a thing.
I know.
And that all stems from, yes, we all should own land. I just don't want to live next to a junkyard.
Yeah.
And we do that with everything.
Yeah.
We and that and lawyers, like doctors want protected. Like if you die, they don't need a $1 billion lawsuit
Right.
because somebody says you did negligence out of nowhere.
Right.
I don't know. There's so many things that are wrong because the hearts of man are wicked and evil.
Yep.
And now we're talking about things for church.
Yep.
And God. And country.
Yeah. Yep. Well,
All right, we got 2 viewers. You want to watch this?
yeah. I want to watch. Clip. And there's actually a clip after this that he does.
So while we're talking about this,
Yeah.
I can't figure out why our guests. So like, I don't know why the Jitsi people can't hear our videos
When we show video, I don't either. Maybe that's something we could work on if we get someone to call in. Are there any of those people want to call in? Brandon, text someone to. Do you know anybody, Brandon, that would want to jump on with us? The other thing that this guy does here, and we don't necessarily have to watch it here, but right after he nails this lady, he starts talking to is it chief of police or something like that, or the head of the police, and he does such an amazing job at walking back to like his grandfather or great grandfather who came home from World War I or World War II, and how everybody had a gun and everybody had this, and he said we didn't have shootings, we didn't have this. He does an amazing job, and
The 4-minute one.
I don't know if this is it either, but right after he gets done talking to this woman about petroleum products, then he talks to this chief of police about gun control and how they're trying to take our guns away. And he's like, it's not. He said, there's something wrong in America. He said, but it's not guns. And then he goes on to explain, like goes back to his grandfather, how he came home from the war and they all had guns. And he said you'd go into any high school and every truck or car would have a shotgun in the back.
My great uncle used to go to the drugstore and buy dynamite for his coal mine in his backyard.
Yeah.
You can't have a coal mine.
Right.
You can't have a coal mine. You can't buy dynamite. They wouldn't go anywhere near a drugstore now.
Right.
Like all of these things our country is upside down.
I know.
And that doesn't even convey that they all used to take their rifles to school because they would go squirrel hunting afterwards.
Yeah. And according to this guy, which I don't know why he's lying, or we could obviously fact check it, but he said it wasn't until like 1960 something when they actually started putting serial numbers. He said you didn't have a serial number on a gun back in the day.
No.
Why not?
No, that was the first maneuver to gun control.
Yeah, right.
That was the first one.
You could get a Thompson right in a Sears Roebuck catalog.
That's what. Yeah, he said that. He said you could
grease
buy
box?
it. Yeah, he said you could have it shipped to you. Yeah,
You know, a BAR right there.
yeah, that's great.
That'd be something.
Yeah. All right, are we gonna watch this video?
Yeah, let's watch it real quick, see, and then you tell me too what actor because he sounds just like a certain actor, and I don't know who it is, but. Maybe it's on the board. It's muted or something. Maybe.
Oh, you're right. My bad.
Right, committee room. It's stunning. I'm not quite sure. I mean, with all due respect to our panelists today, I'm not quite sure some of you are connected to reality. So I'm going to, Miss Salter, ma'am, good lady, please prepare your mind because I'm going to ask you 3 questions. I'm going to give you most of my time. I think it's good that America hears what you have to say.
Is this
If
guy
you
from
had
Louisiana?
control of
I don't know.
the world,
Might be.
ma'am, if you did, I mean, you're presenting these grand ideas about eliminating fossil fuel and the horrors of the oil and gas industry and the energy that we consume to run the world and uplift the economic potential and prosperity of the world, which is the single most significant factor that connects the prosperity of our citizenry worldwide is economic opportunity, and energy drives that. But here you go. Let me just ask you, what would you do? I have 3 questions, so try and keep your answers within 30 or 40 seconds, please. What would you do with petrochemical products? Like everything you have, your clothes, your glasses, the car you got her on, your phone, the table you're sitting at, the chair, the carpet under your feet, everything you've got is petrochemical products. What would you do with that? Tell the world.
If I had that power in the world, actually, I don't need that power, because what I would do is ask you, sir, from Louisiana.
I'm giving you the
to
power.
Search,
You're
to
presenting
nailed
search
that.
you,
impossible
sir,
with
from
your
Louisiana, to search your heart and understand why the EPA knows that toxic petrochemical facilities
My
are some of the
good
most
lady.
toxic,
I'm
polluting
trying to
facilities
give you
in
the
the
floor,
world
boo.
and are killing black people throughout Louisiana.
Okay,
so my
so
first
what
thing
will
would
you
to be
do with the
you to
products
search
that you
your heart and
consume?
ask your God what you are doing to the black
That's
and
our
poor
God. I
people
make no apologies
in
about that.
Louisiana.
You know,
that would be my first thing to ask.
Let's just have one at a time so that we can.
It's my time, Mr. Chairman. If I reclaim my time, I shall. I'm going to give this young lady an opportunity. You might not like it, but America needs to hear it. You've got no answer, do you, young lady, about what to do with petrochemical products, so I'll move on. What are you going to do with ocean-going vessels? What do you do with the maritime industry?
Well, we could, again, I would ask you to search your heart for what is happening
Okay,
on
great.
the
You
have
coast
no answers
of
for this
Louisiana.
stuff.
Of course we
Like,
do. We need to
you
move
stand on
away
this
from
grandiose
petrochemicals.
statement.
We need to shut down the petrochemical facilities in your state and move
The
away
world
from
won't run.
plastic. We need
The
to move
world
away
won't
from
function.
it.
You
and
couldn't
there
be here.
are
It's insane.
It is-
What would you do with the
the
aviation
only
industry?
thing that would not function is the petrochemical industry in your state, sir.
Do you care about the planet, good lady? Like, do you have ecological concern for real? Like, from a biblical perspective, we were given, the Lord gave us dominion over the planet and the creatures thereof. Now, the original translations of dominion means to care for and nurture. So from a biblical perspective, I am an environmentalist. I love my planet and the people and the creatures thereof. Do you?
Sir, if
I'm
we're going
asking
to
you,
talk
do you love
about
your
if we're
planet?
going to talk about the
Nobody
Lord,
answers-
I ask that you
You can
search your heart
stop.
again and think about
I
repentance.
searched
Nobody answers any questions.
No. It's just an arguing match.
And then the way he's framing it is really poor.
Right.
It's
You know who's really good at that is that Trey Gowdy.
Oh, really?
yeah. Listen, all right. So let's go ahead and rip this cover off the football. Jim Jordan, Trey Gowdy was. Matt Gaetz was. There was a time when you liked Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
Ted Cruz is brilliant.
I like Trey Gowdy a lot.
Man, he really folded when it came time.
He did. In the beginning, though, he was a boss.
Oh,
They always start
all,
out.
They all are. That's what I'm saying. This is my point. Jim Jordan. Everybody was like, "Man, look at this guy from Ohio. He is just a wrecking ball." Yeah. All of a sudden, he's quiet. He's tamed down. He's making his Hannity appearances. Right. You know. I just think you get bought.
Oh, yeah.
You get bought. Yeah. There's too much money.
And like this guy, so obviously petrochemicals, we know that there's pollutants. We know that it's probably not being dealt with, and there probably should be some kind of transformation or some kind of overhaul in that situation.
Yes.
But at the same time, people have to understand too that you can't just walk away from that like overnight.
And that's a great argument. And here's the thing. The Standard Oil, Rockefeller, put things in place back in 1920 that closed the door behind him to make sure nobody else could develop anything better. It's the how many times have you heard the story about the guy who made a car run on water,
Right.
or the 100-mile-per-gallon carburetor.
Yeah, right.
And the auto industry. Now, I don't know if any of those things are true. I
Right.
don't know if those are true stories.
Right.
But I know that there's a lot of garage tinkerers, and I'm sure that it could happen.
Oh, yeah.
And these industries make that stuff disappear.
Right.
Because it's not about the betterment of mankind, where this nice gentleman from Louisiana was trying to go.
Right.
We are inherently environmental
Right.
before Christian. God gave us the planet to take care of, be
Yep.
good stewards, right?
Right.
So it's in our best interest to throw our trash away,
Right.
try and conserve,
Right.
Not pollute.
Recycle if you can.
I mean, it's in our best interest, but and if we could get away from needing petrochemicals,
Right.
fine,
Right.
So be it.
Right.
Let it be developed.
Right.
But Exxon, Standard Oil,
Yep.
whatever's left of them,
Yep.
Shell, British Petroleum,
Yep.
they're not gonna. They don't want to hear that they're going away.
Right.
We talked about this. Every house. I did a report 20 years ago in college about fuel cell technology, where fuel cells were going, and every home could have enough power at a site on their home for everything they need, self-contained.
Wow.
Okay, and you basically are throwing garbage in it, and you're replenishing it with things that are ecological, and it's emitting hydrogen.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
Almost
yeah.
like a Back to the Future.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Fusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it almost is, and that technology was around and coming to be 20 years ago. I did a paper on it,
But they shut it down.
but no, the Ohio Edison does not want you to have your own power supply in
Right.
your backyard.
Right.
If you could pay 20 grand, say it was 25 grand, say it was 30 grand,
Yeah.
30 grand to put your own power supply in your backyard, would you spend it?
Oh, yeah.
I know, I would too.
Yeah.
Immediately,
Heartbeat.
heartbeat, and that's what they don't want.
The thing is, though, they got it like for solar. I've been looking into solar a lot. They got it so dialed in. If you buy a solar system to do your whole house versus what you pay in electric, that it would take 20 years for it to.
This is true. Yeah.
And then by that time, you need a new one.
Right, because.
You want to hear something fun too? So I know a certain guy in a certain state far away from here who has built said things, and he didn't. You're actually supposed to tell the power company that you're going to be building something a certain size. So they actually knew when this individual fired up this certain device that he came on the grid and sent him nasty notes. They knew who to send it to go, hey, we didn't ask for you to be here. You didn't get permits. You didn't do these proper steps of this, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Everything's A-okay now?
yeah, well, you just turn the switch off to the road.
Oh.
You know. Wow. Listen, they know.
Yeah.
And like you said, because I've been looking into it too. How big are you looking at?
I think it's a 12,000 kW.
Wow. Okay, you're a little bigger than I'm looking.
Yeah,
I'm
I really
looking for
wanted
6 or
to.
7.
I'm looking at 30,000.
That's a big unit.
Wow.
But there's these panels I found that are legit. They're
Alright.
6,000 one thing.
6,000 watts.
Yeah, KW.
Yeah.
Kilowatts.
Yeah,
So 6 kW.
6
So
kW,
6,000 watt panel.
$1,100,
Yeah.
and then you need the battery and then the things.
The battery's where the money's at. It's $1,200 for one,
It gets very.
and you need like 10 or 12 of them.
It gets very involved. And then you need to monitor those batteries.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have software that makes sure they all charge equally.
Yep.
Yeah, it gets silly. But there's a lot of. So listen, I had that Jackery,
Yeah.
which by the way, everybody should get a Jackery of some sort, or There's a new one called Delta Flow. They're pretty cool. Have you
I
seen those?
I have seen Delta Flow.
Those
Are they blue,
things-
like a light blue? Yeah.
like a light blue.
I was looking at
those
that.
actually are the CA.
Before you got the Jackery, I was looking at one of those, and
Yes. So
Yeah.
listen, to
Delta
some,
Flow.
yeah, I think that's what it's called.
I think so.
There's Blue Eddy. There's a lot of these companies making these solar generators.
Right.
Get one. I
Yeah.
mean, to any capacity.
Yeah.
That you can. Well, I use it all the time. Camping.
Right.
Echo Flow.
Is it EcoFlow? Dude, but they have modular stuff now. So like that EcoFlow,
Hook it up to the house.
you can take two of them, and it has the thing that makes the units talk back and forth, so that you get the right sine wave for 220. You put them together, you get 220, so you can run your well pump, your stove.
I also been looking at they got EMP things you can put on your house,
Like arresters.
so it won't blow your thing out
Oh, really?
if something happens. And they got ones you can put on your vehicles now too. Very cool. And I'll tell you something else off air.
All right.
You're talking $5,000 for a 400-watt solar panel.
Okay,
panel
now
system.
listen.
No,
But that's everything contained.
You're probably looking on Amazon.
No, I'm looking on their site,
Whose site?
EcoFlow.
Yeah, this is for like a mobile deal.
Yeah. That's only 400 watts, though.
Yeah, that ain't much. That'll barely charge your cell phone.
Hey, Tal. Tal's watching.
6,500 multi-charge.
See, I want something.
Will run the house business as usual.
Yeah, I want to be able
No,
to run the house.
you need 6,000 to be pretty close to business as usual,
Yeah.
and that's where I'm aiming.
Here we go. 25 kW. KWH.
So
What's that?
so what's that?
What's KWH?
Kilowatt hours. So that's how long it'll discharge. It takes to discharge.
I mean, these are portable units, this Echo.
7
nice.
Well, yeah.
240-volt output.
That means everything's contained right in that unit.
How much is that guy?
Battery, everything. Oh, that's 3,600 watt output for 3,600.
Yeah, 3,700.
And you also have to watch charge times. Like you got
7,200.
7,200.
3,600. What's that mean? 3,600 to 7,200.
Oh, depending on options, you can add batteries. Usually, that's what you can do is stack on batteries.
Now, can these link together?
Yeah, this is what I'm telling you. Like,
But the
they're-
warranty.
they have this all modular, dude. So you just plug it in and go, and then you can
Plug my house in, go. If I have to leave, I could take it with
take
me.
one unit with you. Yeah.
But you could also use it for your house.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No.
These are nice.
They're
But the-
pretty cool.
But the panels are big money.
Yeah.
400 watt
Yeah,
panels.
because
G.
because they want you to you're gonna expect a certain charge rate. Then you got to look at like here's where we are. We need the best panel you can possibly get because we don't have any sun,
Right.
right? So like when the sun's out, it needs to be making money.
There's a website you can type in your property address, and then it'll give you what the sun is to your area every month.
Right.
And you can break it down
Right.
on here and build a system.
That's good, yeah.
But I mean, for like, if we lived in Las Vegas or Southern California,
It'd be good.
we could buy cheap panels, right? But here we have to buy. You want the best recovery thing you can get.
Yeah. And probably as many of them
Yeah.
as you can get.
Yeah.
But $1,000 a thing, you could build a nice
Yeah.
stationary one for 10 grand.
No, I know. But that is pretty cool. You know,
That is pretty cool.
that is like,
Yeah, you got. I mean, $6,000 for the Delta Pro plus a Pro Smart extra battery with
is
it.
your well at your house 110 or 220?
We don't have a well.
City.
We have city water.
220.
There's no water in Farmington, to be honest.
So you can go to vivor.com and buy a water pump, a 110 water pump for like $100.
Yeah.
A solar
What
one?
is it?
Huh? Vivor.
It's a solar well
Yeah.
pump?
No, it's a well pump.
Oh, and then you can hook it up to your solar
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So I have a 220 well pump, but if I don't get 120 online, if I don't get 220 online fast enough, I can pull my well pump up and put a 110 and drop it back down.
Gotcha.
But it's made in China and it might be full of lead. I don't know.
That's okay. If it is, just drop it off in East Palestine. You'll be all good.
There's a bunch of stuff on here.
No, dude, I use that website a lot. That's like my new Harbor Freight.
What's the name of the website?
Vivor.
Vivor.
Vevor.
Okay.
Dude, they got cooking stuff. They got meat slicers, stainless steel tables,
Wow.
chamber vacs, French fry slicers. They got welding equipment, pulling equipment, lifting equipment. It's like the new Alibaba.
Is this where you got your generator from your electric generator? What's it called again? Jack.
So Jackery? No,
Jackery.
those come from Canada.
Oh, okay.
Those are I think Canadians.
Gotcha.
No, I end up using that thing everywhere.
Yeah.
I use that thing. We take it camping.
What do you run? What kind of stuff could you run off it? Like, just give us an idea what you can run
All
off
right,
of that.
so
That's a what? $1,000 unit or $1,500?
$1,500.
Yeah.
Well, you can run 3,000 surge watts, 1,800 continuous running watts. So, like, you could run a pile of refrigerators and freezers.
Okay.
Run a pile of them for a night.
Yeah.
Right. The bad thing there is recovery time.
Yeah.
Like how fast you can recharge it.
Right.
But like I've used it for. We're putting a new service on the side of my cousin bought this house. We're putting a new service on the side, and we had to drill through 14-inch beam, a 2 and 9/16 inch hole to fit conduit through. There's no extension cords or power outside the house.
Yeah.
Took my Jackery, plugged in the big gigantic 90-degree drill, and
Right there.
right there, and the power was sitting right next to the drill.
Wow.
Put it back in my truck, go home.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, like
nice
my daughter had a birthday party, and we set up my big speakers and like their little karaoke corner where I don't have power on my house.
Yeah.
Plug that in. I found out I could conduct karaoke in the woods as long as I had internet for about 4 days.
Oh wow.
It'll run big speakers for 4 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta pull a trigger on that too. I gotta save money for everything. It's like, oh, pull a trigger on that, pull a trigger on that.
I get the other unit first.
Yeah. Well.
You know what you can do? You know what? Here I have a plan for you.
You just want me to spend all my
No.
money?
No. We're gonna Matt Ramsey it.
Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna Matt Ramsey it.
All right.
You apply because your credit's probably phenomenal.
I'll put the salt on it after.
I got no debt right now. My credit's probably like 800, 900.
Right.
Yeah.
Apply for every big credit card you could possibly apply for.
Okay.
And get them, and just put them on a shelf.
Okay.
Then when it looks like the world's headed for a banana basket,
Buy it all.
just buy it all.
Okay.
Buy everything and get it coming in the mail, and hopefully it'll make it.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Okay. I'll do that.
Honestly, Matt told me about the credit card stuff a while ago, and I had credit cards.
Yeah.
But now every year I get an 18-month credit card. It's 0%.
Interest free. Yeah.
If something bad happens, I can borrow money instead of taking liquid money, and I have 18 months to pay it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meaning like something that just happened,
Right.
before.
Yeah.
And
I don't personally have a problem with that. Yeah. Ramsey might, but
yeah,
Ramsey's not gonna be a fan
But the
unless you're
majority
gonna
of-
buy his course.
yeah.
majority of people
They
will
probably
just
take
spend the
credit
money
cards.
and not pay it off.
Yeah, right.
Or pay the minimum $35 a month
Right,
payment, and not
right.
pay $400 a month or
Yeah.
$500
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah. We should look into that and see if Ramsey accepts Master Visa.
You know he does. Hello, I'm just trying to get out of debt. I can't figure out up from down or left from right. Dave Ramsey, please help me. That'll be $792. We're gonna fix up your life right away. Do you want to put that on a Visa or MasterCard?
That's it. It's good stuff.
It's great. Yeah. I carry enough debt. All right,
blend
so exactly. No, listen, you're blending in, and you. So you know the home lock, the title lock, home like they're gonna steal your home title.
Oh
and
yeah,
all this
you
stuff.
pay for that?
No,
Oh,
nobody wants to steal my house. I am leveraged against it. I have a mortgage, and I have a HELOC,
gotcha.
and I use that HELOC like my bank account. Right?
Gotcha.
Nobody's gonna want. You can't steal a home that's already got a loan on it.
Right.
They're going after old people who paid their house off.
Oh. So you're saying once I pay the house off, I need to take out some kind of line of equity.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It might not be a bad idea.
Just have that sitting.
Yeah.
What?
No, you
The
should do
line.
that anyway. Do
Yeah.
that anyway.
Because your house is worth more now than it ever will
Absolutely.
be.
And the interest rate is good now. I mean,
Yeah.
it was better earlier.
think
You
it's
should have done it earlier.
$100 a year to
Because
hold the line.
if you don't use it, it doesn't cost you money.
Yeah.
$100 a year.
Yeah, it's $100 a year.
So I can just have it sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they give you 80% of your home's value.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You could probably have 50K sitting available.
Yeah.
More than that.
More than that.
Yeah. Okay.
No, listen. I mean, these are things that like you could do to. Then that. Can you imagine the gray clouds started coming, or we start to
You
see
need to take that out cash.
we
Yeah.
start to see the ships approach. Brian heads to the desk drawer, starts writing a check. I'm gonna go to the bank. I'll be back.
Brandon, I got an extra couple cases of water. Do you want them?
No, we really were out of water. So
I didn't know that you. What do you? I don't understand. What do you mean you're out of water?
that's why I got some water.
They buy a bottle of water to drink, don't you?
I usually use the Berkey, but
If you remember,
I like having.
If you remember, I left that story undisclosed of anyone's names.
Yes, I know. Well, we use the Berkey too, and we just bought new filters.
Have you guys looked into those things? Do like strain chemicals?
I know.
Yeah,
That's why I'm not afraid to use it.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm like, okay, we're cool.
yeah.
And I got 2 new filters that would probably take us into 2029. Because, I mean, those things will filter like one thing will filter 3,000 gallons of water.
Right.
And you figure you're just
One
using
set of
it to-
cartridges.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, one cartridge. So if you put 2 in there, you're getting 6,000 gallons total.
You should
wow.
try your urine once. Think it'll filter that?
It should.
It should.
Be able to drink it?
Yeah, you should. Like, I'm thinking, I got 2 55
Dude,
gallon.
you're supposed to be able to do that with a life straw.
Yeah.
Filter your urine?
Yeah. Like dip it in a toilet with the worst thing that you can see in there
Yeah.
and suck away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I got 2 55-gallon drums of rainwater, like, that I can keep.
That's illegal in some states.
I know, but I thought about just trying it, but I'm like, I'm gonna wait until I have to use the water. But I've thought about putting it in the Berkey just to see what would happen, like how it would be, the rainwater. I'll bet you it would be good. It might even taste better. You think than any other water?
No, it's gonna be the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be pretty cool though.
Yeah, it'd be great. This is why I have a 275-gallon plastic tank sitting on my porch forever.
I know you're gonna give it to me. I was gonna take it, but I was like, I don't have anywhere to put it.
Yeah. Well, listen. I got a place to store water.
Yeah,
So
you got to get a gutter into it.
that won't be hard. That's easy. And it rains enough in Ohio.
Yeah,
It won't be a problem.
right.
Don't collect this rain.
Huh?
This right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Should we stay away from?
Yeah, I'd wait a couple months.
Listen, it's
That's serious.
I know. All of a sudden, you're out and you're like looking at your car and you're like, "What's those dots all over my car?" Oh, that's acid rain.
You wake
Well,
up with a rash on your face.
listen. It's better. It's better that they do that. It's better that they do that. I think than let it go into the groundwater.
Well, that was my question. I'm like, did they make a good choice? I mean, there was no good choice to make technically, but did they make a good choice to burn it? You're saying, yeah, they did.
I think so.
Yeah.
The atmosphere. Listen.
Well, there was a good
The
choice.
atmosphere swallows up a volcano. right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is nowhere near a volcano.
Right.
And I know it's nasty harshness, and I know it's falling down on people's heads in Pennsylvania, Maryland, and whatever. But
Right.
like, at the end of the day,
It's the best.
I would rather have that than go in the water table and in the Ohio River.
But it's still in there.
Well,
Yeah,
I
it's in
know
there.
it's still making it in there.
Yeah.
But whatever they're burning off isn't,
Yeah.
right?
So it's at least a little better. Because there's a lot of little fishies that are dying.
Burning it off probably is just as good as drinking it, breathing it.
See, when they're burning it off, you're turning it into carbon.
Yeah, but it's still affecting all the animals and stuff are dying over there.
You think they're dying from
Livestock.
that, or you think
Okay,
There's
there has to be a point where
because they're not seeing a bunch of dead squirrels everywhere, are they?
some of it's making
livestock,
it to the
all
water.
that.
Oh yeah, they had the lady on there with the dead chickens.
Well, okay, I
My
get that.
chickens were alive yesterday.
So
now
so
they're
far
dead.
we've heard the story of the chickens, the foxes.
There's cows.
Oh, there's cows now too.
Cows, yep.
Okay, all right. And they're just dropping over dead.
Yeah,
That's the rumor.
but
They might have got the.
listen, so we have to ask we have to ask questions. No, you're allowed to say the shot doesn't really help people now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. Oh no, that's totally legit now. Yeah, that's mainstream.
Oh, you
news.
won't get taken off YouTube
No,
for that?
That's allowed now. It's allowed. You're allowed to say the shot's ineffective.
Wow.
Yeah. So you need lots of shots. That's what's effective.
Oh.
Yeah.
So now if you say you shouldn't get lots of shots, that could get you taken off.
Good.
Don't get over 12. Effectiveness stops after 12.
So we have to really look at like, all right, we have this chemical that boils at 8 degrees Celsius.
Mm-hmm.
So it's boiling in a tank. Does it sink? Does the gas sink?
Oh, no. No. What, right? What, does it?
It can.
Okay.
I don't know. Is it heavier than air?
Yeah, right.
It's probably heavier than air.
Yeah, it probably is.
Okay, so it's boiling and moving along the ground. We're burning it, but it's still rupturing from
Yeah.
the wherever.
Right.
So it's moving along the ground, killing small animals in the area.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
They have a video guy in the creek there with a stick. You can just see when he kicks up the dirt, all the
Sludge.
chemical.
Yeah.
It's all oily. And
But here's what's interesting. They've taken samples of just regular
But
rivers and streams.
Isn't that technically that becomes hydrochloric acid?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. 80%, and I'm don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure 80% of our lakes and streams
are polluted already.
Like if you take algae or some sample and you test it, it's already polluted and undrinkable technically. And so we're already in the bold judgments of where the streams and the waters will be
Listen. So there was a guy on Alex Jones
polluted.
who was saying that we're headed for we're waiting. You said the third? He said we're in the third judgment.
Third.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be about
he
right.
said there's a few more things that have to happen, and then we'll head for the fourth.
Yeah.
No, he was serious as a heart attack. That's happening.
Well, everybody thinks like Tom Horn talks about like Revelation chapter 8 when Wormwood's going to hit, like this big asteroid's going to come down and hit the sea, and then all the sea's going to, all the animals are going to die, and the waters or the rivers are going to turn bitter, and you won't be able to drink out of them, and you'll die, and a third of the population is going to die from drinking the waters and all that stuff. Well, I don't see that necessarily as something coming out of the sky doing that. I see that as what we're doing right now is making that happen. So
Okay.
the way we're polluting all this stuff, it's
Okay.
creating the bowl judgment. Like it's just happening.
Right.
And that could be a demonic entity that's,
Okay. So listen, we've been talking about the Palestine thing, but there was 3 derailments of toxic chemical trains.
Brand was saying it.
And one of them now, the one I would be afraid of for us is up in Dearborn, Michigan, I think.
okay.
Yeah, or Detroit. There's a big something on fire up there.
Okay, so how do these just coincidentally happen with
Supposedly lack of maintenance. That Nordstrom said that they used to be like a 3-minute cart check, and now they got it down to so many seconds because it would decrease profits so much.
See, and that goes back to what I was saying.
Supposedly.
The guy in Omaha, he needs to make money.
Yeah.
And if he needs the government to look the other way,
Right.
they'll just change the law.
Yeah. And what that gentleman said from Louisiana, that Higgins, about the whole idea that, and he's right, in Genesis, we were given dominion over the earth and over the animals to care for them. But whether we're making electricity through solar and having batteries, it's still going to be up to man to deal with that stuff appropriately, because we don't know how to get rid of these batteries, right?
Yeah.
Right now, the big issue is you're making these batteries, and then number two, how do you dispose of them, right?
Okay, so all we're really doing is we're concentrating stuff that was already here.
Right.
We're not making things
Right.
that are new.
Right.
Okay.
But
So-
we're enslaving people to dig cobalt and lithium by hand.
No, it's possible.
I know, but
No, we are.
the way you say it, it sounds like one of those diamond mines in Africa.
That's what they do.
Really?
Oh my gosh. Bring that up really quick.
What?
Joe Rogan cobalt. Type that in. It's like a 2-minute clip.
Does
Was
he
it-
drop? How many
Tal-
times did he drop the F-bomb?
Tal says, was it a sabotage or an
Like 10.
accident?
I agree. I think it was sabotage.
I think these are. Yeah, I think these are. Okay, did you guys hear? My wife sent me a couple articles, but then I heard Alex Jones talk about it. There was a book written in 1980 about how in East Palestine, Ohio, there would be a train wreck, and they would have to light the thing on fire, and what it covered was a story about UFOs or balloons, or it's exactly what's happening.
Well-
The story that was written in 1980, and there was a movie about.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Did you see that clip I sent you?
Yeah, yes. So it's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, I'll tell you if I can find it real quick. I'll tell you the name of the movie on Netflix. if I can
So
find
so
it.
you see, so that's where you go. Okay, is this being done on purpose for a reason? As we're on the brink of World War III,
Right.
isn't it weird? We're on the brink of World War III, and we've sent all of our tanks, missiles, military hardware
And
away,
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
and used all of our emergency fuel
and ammo.
and ammo.
And China makes a lot of our military components.
Yeah. What was the name of that show on Netflix, Brandon, that I sent you? Noise something? White Noise. It was called White Noise. We could even watch the clip if you want. It's only like a 30-second clip, but it's really weird. Like, the whole clip is weird. There's like this Messiah-type guy in this room, and he's chanting with these people, and it's almost like they're worshiping him in this rainbow room.
No, listen. That's the part of stuff we don't see.
I know.
Those are the things that we don't see.
And then at the same time,
If the rest of the crap is happening,
yeah.
then that means that's happening too. We just don't see it.
I know. And people, of course, they think we're weirdos, but this is part of the demonic plan to destroy God's creation, and we were supposed to care for it. And the best way to care for it, Matt, is what you said earlier. Like, am I preaching the gospel?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I don't know how much control we have over stopping the Rockefellers from polluting.
Which one of these do you want?
Is that White Noise?
So it says White Noise official teaser.
But you got to put in trail derailment or something like that, because the trailer doesn't show the train derailment one, because it's just a little clip from the movie. So I think you have to put in train derail or something. And from my understanding, some of the people from East Palestine, and it was shot there. But
yes, we're extras.
yeah, they were extras in it. I think Tucker Carlson reported on that, which is crazy.
Simpsons had something on there too.
They did. I just saw another thing on Simpson. That sounds nuts, but yeah, that's probably it.
This one? No, that's
No,
KTLA.
no, those are all news things. It's Netflix White Noise train derailment, and it should just come up, I would think.
What, White Noise train derail.
Yeah, see if it works. I don't know.
Train accident scene. White Noise.
Yeah, let's try it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yep, that's the guy. It's in that rainbow room.
We're gonna get an ad. can't we hear you? No. Not it. Not it.
That's,
This is us working things out.
yeah. So you have to bear with us today because
This is us. This is us making things better. Why is it not playing?
That is, maybe they're trying to stop us from.
Like, I have it cranked, and it's not doing anything. USB.
That's strange.
We just did this.
Yeah, we just had that Higgins guy on there, right?
Is this what happened, though? Like, was it a truck that hit it?
No, it's supposedly something happened with the wheels and it went off the track or something. Supposedly nothing hit it. But this is that's the weird part about this video is you got this cult leader in a room with these young kids
Yeah.
and he's doing something while this train's derailing. I mean, these are the kind of things that we used to say was, oh, it's just in Waco, Texas. You know, some weird guy, but it's bigger than that now.
And I canceled Netflix.
We did too. You could probably still find it somewhere, though.
All right. I don't know why we have no sound there now all of a sudden. It's stupid.
So these are the kind of bugs that we got to try to work out, but I don't know how we work them out when you think it's... Isn't this part of the thing?
We just did it.
I know.
We were just using it.
So why would it not work all of a sudden?
I think we need to buy a soundboard that works with
vMix.
vMix, or we get a software that works with Zoom, or yeah. We're not
This board is not working for us.
it's not working with our software.
Yeah.
It's not. Maybe it can. Maybe it's smarter than I am. I tried with the Reaper,
Yeah.
and I got some better things to happen.
Right.
But still, at the same time,
Best sound board to use.
listen, this Zoom stuff comes up, so I know it's legit stuff. It'll probably come up with an option for Zoom. Well, that really stinks.
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing I can think of is like you click off whatever YouTube you're using and bring it back up, but then we probably lose our connection, right? Or no?
What else did we want to look up?
Brandon, what were you wanting to look up? The Joe Rogan thing?
Cobalt
Mines.
cobalt mining. But if you can't hear it, there's no sense in using it.
Well, let's see if we can hear it.
You'll probably be able to hear this one because he'll probably drop a bunch of F-bombs. So it'll definitely come in. Nope.
Nope. It has just decided to not work.
What if you pull all volumes down, put all volumes back up?
Nope.
No. Because, you know, sometimes you have to reset all of them.
Yeah.
I figured maybe one of them was just messed up, but I don't know. I have no clue.
I don't know.
Well, we're glad that you were with us today for the
Yeah.
last hour.
Tal's still watching. All right, I'm gonna have to go watch this at home now. About the reality of cobalt mining and rechargeable batteries. You want to give us a synopsis, Ted?
Just they have.
What's it?
His mic just went out. Yeah, he's got nothing over there.
There it is.
There he's in now.
This thing's loose.
There's a little something going on. Do you hear it every once in a while? Like
Yeah.
almost like a like a.
Yeah, there's some kind of interference. Do you think it's the government?
It probably is.
Government.
They're after.
Government. All right, go ahead.
Just that we mine all that stuff for our big batteries, and it's all done by it's
Slave labor.
slaves. Yeah.
Yeah, which, I mean, it makes perfect sense. That's what we've done forever.
Yeah.
Man wants to rule over man. It's the original lie, the original sin. You can be like God.
Yep. Yep. And Christ came to set people free from enslavement, but not necessarily physical enslavement.
Yeah,
Okay.
Paul wrote some of the best books of the Bible in prison.
Yeah, right.
So,
Yeah. So no matter where you're at, follow Jesus today because it'll be the best change you ever made for your life.
it's the only thing that you can do.
It is.
If you want
Greatest.
to get rid of the crazy world, if
Right.
you think the world's insane,
Right.
and you want some truth and reality, read your Bible.
Yeah.
And trust Jesus.
Yeah. And I was talking to Brandon today, and I think we're on the same page. But I like the idea of knowing that in the worst of situations, that if I trust in Christ, anything that can happen around me can happen, but I know that I'm on the winning side. Even if I got to go through a bunch of garbage to get there, I know it's what's right and what's best. And for me, that charges my
Unless they
charges-
lay me on a table and threaten to pull my toenails off one at a time,
Yeah, that's a little
I'm not
difficult.
sure what I'm going to do.
That's a little difficult.
Yeah, it'd be rough.
Yeah. That's why you should not be taking pain medication right now.
No.
Learn to deal with pain
Right.
because it could be coming to a store near you.
That's right.
I think that's it for today then, right?
Is that what we're going to leave on?
Yeah. Well, follow Jesus, that's for sure. You got to.
All right. Well, we did nothing that we said we would do today.
No.
And,
We should try again next week.
All right.
Well, Manley's coming on next week. We should at least get him on early to try and make some tests to see if he's going to work.
We're just going to jitsy it, and we're not going to play anything back. Which he's low media, low technology, low. Anyway,
Oh,
like
yeah.
you pull his cord and he just starts talking.
I know.
So that'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. What are we going to, like, what's our main, what do we want to grill him on? Like, is there anything we should grill him on specifically? Because you'll get a scriptural representation of it no matter what you grill him on, which is
But
good.
he's going to go back to Matthew.
Yeah, the Beatitudes.
Listen,
Sermon on the Mount.
Listen, brother, it all goes back to Matthew.
Yeah. Jesus said on the Sermon on the Mount.
You got to let him live inside you. What's his words?
Resource.
Source, yes.
Yeah, source.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
got a source. He's going to source.
Merger and source. Yeah.
Brilliant
Yeah. Well, brilliant, but it's also phenomenal.
and phenomenal.
Yeah, he uses phenomenal a
It's
lot.
the answer, but it's the answer for everything.
Yeah. And we're glad that he doesn't watch the show at all because we're sitting here making fun of him, and he would appreciate it, though. I think
I think so.
we'll make fun.
He
of him
really
a little
is a cool old guy.
Yeah.
Like he really is a cool old guy. And you want to talk about like you feel the presence of God when he is around.
bit. He's a cool dude.
He drags Jesus with him everywhere.
Yeah. I think he's 76, if I'm not mistaken. And I asked him when I talked to him about getting him online, and I was talking to him, and I said, "Are you still running, dude?" And he said, "Oh yeah, 4 or 5 miles a day he gets up and runs."
He's on TRT. Don't let him fool you.
You think?
Yeah.
Doing a little DMT too, probably. Just TRT.
Just TRT.
All right.
Tal says he's adjusting to retirement schedule. He retired.
Really?
Yeah. Congratulations, Tal. Maybe stop in next week See if we do something better for you.
Yeah, be here because it's gonna be good.
It'll be good.
It's gonna be a bang up show.
All right. Let's put the end to this nonsense.
May the force be with
Be
you.
with you. Go ahead. You finish out your thought.
Well, we got an error report.